address the problems we've identified within our model. So we saw when we went analysis and collinearity that we had a problem with h age and with age, both of these being in excess of 5. Now, while age is higher than h age, theoretically, what's most likely to impact the woman's hours worked is her own age and not that of her husband's age. Husband's age might impact it as well to a certain degree, but it's most likely to be affected by her own age. So given that both these are correlated and potentially causing us problems, we're going to drop h age from our model in the first instance and re-estimate it and see does that solve our problem. Now, particularly when we go in here as well, it makes sense to drop h age because this is insignificant. It has no effect. Now, age also has no effect at the moment, but let's try and drop h age and see if that corrects to some extent for our model. Now, we can do that relatively easily by simply clicking Edit and Modify Model. And this gives us then the option to modify our model. So what we're going to do is remove h age from the model, select OK, and we're now given a new regression model here. So h age is gone from the model, and suddenly what we can see is the variable age has become statistically significant. Now, straight away, that should give us a hint that there was a multicollinearity problem there. By having age and h age in the model, they were clashing with each other, and neither was statistically significant. Whereas by dropping h age, we now have a model where age is statistically significant. So we've improved our model. Now, have we fixed our correlation problem though, our VIF problem though? Let's go to analysis and collinearity and take a look. And here we can see now that the VIF for age has dropped to 1.684. So we have fixed that problem. So we should be quite happy with that. By dropping h age, we have remedied the problem with age, and it's now statistically significant in our model as well. Now, note that we do also have two other issues here in terms of family income and marginal tax rate. We noted that these were correlated before as well. So we want to ask ourselves, what is most likely to impact on the hours worked? Is it going to be the actual income of the family, or is it going to be the marginal tax rate? Now, if we look at the regression model, both are statistically significant. One could argue that it's more likely to be the very observable family income as opposed to the marginal tax rate, which is going to be most important. In addition, if you remember, we said that H wage was also highly correlated with these two variables. So what we're going to try to do now is we've improved our model. We're going to try and improve it further by dropping the marginal tax rate. That is the highest VIF in this instance and is possibly the least relevant. So we're going to try dropping the marginal tax rate now. So again, what we are going to do is go Edit, Modify Model, and we're now going to look at the marginal tax rate and remove that. So now we have removed H age and we've removed the marginal tax rate. We're going to press OK, and we've got our new model here. Now, within this model, what we can see is family income is still statistically significant, H wage is statistically significant, our age is statistically significant, and our model looks quite good. And what we've gone from is we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 statistically significant variables, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 insignificant variables. So by addressing these issues, we've dramatically increased the number of variables which are significant versus insignificant. Now, let's just, for completeness, go to analysis and collinearity to see what dropping the marginal tax rate did to our VIFs. Well, what we can see straight away is that family income is now below 5, and H wages also dropped slightly as well, although that was never above 5, so it wasn't that much of an issue. So we've now got to the point where our VIFs are all below 5, indicating that there's no multicollinearity problem remaining. So what we have done is, through this iterative process, we have eliminated the problem of multicollinearity and significantly improved the fit of our model. Now, what we will note is the R-squared has dropped slightly, but remember we said that that might have been slightly artificially inflated because of the multicollinearity issue.